It's a beautiful day in Sir Walty's hood. A beautiful day in Sir Walty's hood. Won't you have a malt liquor with me? Could you have a malt liquor with me? I've always wanted to drink a malt liquor with someone like you. I've always wanted to drink a malt liquor with you. So let's make the most of this beautiful day. And since we're together, we might as well say, would you be, could you be, won't you join the YouTube drinking community? Hello everybody, it's your pal Earl. Pal Earl and Malt Liquor Bunny. How's it going, Malt Liquor Bunny?
Screw you, Glitch. You suck.
That was a little harsh. Well, a lot of people they ask me all the time. I get to ask the same question all the time. We're not getting Malt Liquor Bunny in here. They say, Earl, God, what's the problem with Dorf? Why are you hating on Dorf? What's your fascination with Dorf? Are you all possessed with Dorf? You got Dorfness? You got a bad case of the Dorfness, Earl? You all Dorfed up in the Dorf? Got too much Dorf in the Dorf? You open your Dorf and Dorf comes out? You tip over your Dorf and Dorf pours out? And the Dorf come raining down on you and splash up from the Dorfen ground? They ask me questions like that. Black Label 211 Steel Reserve. Gosh, Earl, I can't get one of these. That's right, you can't, because you live in a terrible, terrible place. I live in Portland, Oregon. It's like heaven. Malt liquor. Well, this isn't a malt liquor, actually. But you get the idea. Oh, man. I gotta say, this is, it's kind of starting to become my second go-to. I really like the Mickey's. Mickey's is a fine malt liquor. You can't go wrong with Mickey's. You can't get any better than Mickey's, frankly. And I like OE. It's classic. It's got the classic taste. But Steel Reserve in the bottle tastes different than the can. And Black Label Steel Reserve tastes better than whatever swill you're drinking. I'll tell you that much for sure. Oh, well, it's only been 3 minutes. I haven't answered the question. Why the Dorf thing? Why Dorf? Oh. Rugby. Shout out to rugby. Well, here's the thing. Oh, Earl, why you hate Dorf? Why do you hate Dorf? I don't hate Dorf. I freaking love Dorf. Dorf's awesome. How many Dorf videos have you made? Yeah, I'm waiting, and I'm not hearing a whole lot of answers. Maybe I do shout outs to Dorf all the time. Oh, you did a shout out? Oh, that's cool. Boy, do shout outs cost money now? Because unless they cost money, that's not worth anything, dude. You know what I'm doing with my channel, buddy? Listen up. Self-exploration. That's right, friends. Self-exploration. I am filming myself day to day, what's on my mind, what I'm doing, what I'm wearing, what I'm thinking, how I'm feeling, and in the years to come I shall look back on my past, and what I shall know from that in the future is who I am now, based on who I was then. So when I take time out also, props for me having that all worked out. I'm self-exploring. What are you up to? Steel Reserve. Triple export. Was it triple what? Yeah, it's triple export. So it's kind of like, say like I'm exploring Mars and I'm finding all these weird nodules. Yeah, there's weird nodules all over Mars. And And scientists are like, Earl, find out what they are, find out what they are. And I'm like, gosh, this is so important. No one knows what these are. But right before I like crack one open or move one over to the lunar lander or anything like that, I spelled Dorf 68 out on Mars using Mars nodules. Nodules. Everyone's like, oh my God, what, you're just, human history is being made. Why did you stop and write Dorf 68 on Martian soil? And I'm like, oh, you don't get it now, buddy, but you'll get it someday. And you'll wish back in the day when you were walking on Mars, you would have written Dorf 68 in the moon, with, in the Martian soil. I'm so excited. It's so exciting. Oh, man. Let me tell you something about us 40-ounce drinkers. We're like the Ghostbusters, people. We're like the Ghostbusters. We're not like, I don't know. This isn't Aliens where we're fighting this really terrifying monster and we're hoping it doesn't spit acid on us and stuff like that. We're not Sigourney Weaver. We're the Ghostbusters. And you know who we fight? Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. And you know why? Ask yourself why the Ghostbusters. And Dan Aykroyd kind of laid it out for you. But the big picture, why did the Ghostbusters fight the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man? I hope you have a better answer for that one than you have for how many Dorf videos you've made. Got the answer for you in 5, 4, 3. 'Cause it's funny. It's really, really funny. And also, if I wasn't supporting Dorf, if Steel Worldwide wasn't supporting Dorf, if Farkles, Jay Vega, Balsack, sorry, Falstaff. It was a slip of the tongue. It was like an autocorrect. H. Strung, gosh. I wish the list did go on and on, but it doesn't, frankly, folks. There's some people who support Dorf, like us, and then there's you. And you sound like this. Well, hey, Malt Liquor Bunny, you want to take it?
Why you always mess with Dorf, huh? Why you mess with Dorf? What's wrong with Dorf, huh? What's wrong with Dorf? Why you messing with Dorf? Don't mess with Dorf. Dorf, 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 Dorf. Dorf, 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 Dorf.
Yeah, that's just how I would have said it. That's how you sound. You want to sound like that? Is that how you want to sound? Man. Well, that's enough. I'm going to slowly enjoy this 211 Steel Reserve. I got a movie. I already forgot what the movie was. Oh, Odd Thomas. Odd Thomas is the movie. It's a horror, and I'm getting this because I have what would you call it? I don't have a propensity for horror. I dislike horror. And so I think I might watch this and kind of face my fears a little bit. And I think it's based on a movie book by Dean Koontz. And I like Dean Koontz. He's a smart guy. And some of his imagery that he writes, I think that he and I have a similar imagination. Because some of the things he writes, I'm like, that's kind of how I frame my thoughts. Sometimes he writes that way. So, yeah. So that's interesting. All right, so here I've made like how many? I don't know how many Dorf videos I've made by now. A lot. And virtually, actually, I'm getting to the point for like if you haven't made a bunch of Dorf videos, I'm reluctant really to consider you a YouTuber at this point in time. I know the primary focus and use of YouTube is to make malt liquor drinking videos, but everyone could fit a little bit of Dorf support into their drinking video. Not with shout outs. I could hear you thinking it right now. Like, I give him shout outs. And like we dealt with that earlier in the video. You're like, I give him shout outs. I give him shout outs. Yeah, that's neither here nor there. Yeah, look at what Dorf's doing. Like he's doing some songs for like Glitch. He's using like equipment. He's like practicing singing. There's stuff plugged in. There's lights and things like that. And he's got a camera and recording equipment. And I think that when he uploads, it might involve a satellite. It seems like it's a global thing in nature. People all around the world could watch Dorf videos. That's what Dorf's doing. And you're like, I give him a
I give him a shout out? Is that enough? Am I doing all I can for Dorf with the shout out? Is shout out enough? You like shout outs, Dorf. Are shout outs enough for you?
well, yeah. Like I could shout out people every video year round, and you know what that's gonna do? Nothing. They're like, oh, Earl's mentioning that one guy named Joe. Oh, Earl's mentioning that one guy named Jane. He always mentions Joe and Jane. Yeah, I make a Dorf video and cuss Dorf out for 5-6 minutes, and 300 people watch it. I make like 9, 10, 20, 30, 40, a couple hundred of those kind of videos, and now we're talking like thousands and thousands of views for Dorf. That's what I've done. So, I don't mind answering the question, but, in return, I'd kind of like you to kick it up a notch. Stop being such a bystander. Stop being the New Yorkers in the street saying, you mess with the Ghostbusters, you mess with us. Well, that guy's just loudmouth. He's just a loudmouth giving a shout out. He doesn't have any, like, proton fighting rays crossing the streams thing. Doesn't have a backpack and a cool hearse-mobile. Just some douchebag in the street. He can't roll with a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. He can't roll with that. Probably step on him and suffocate him. Probably wouldn't even be enough pressure to like kill him and just suffocate him. Anyway. Door!